A rumour has emerged from the Formula One paddock that Oscar Piastri is expected to have conversations with Red Bull about a potential contract for the 2026 season. The rumour suggests that Piastri could be a candidate for Red Bull when the new engine regulations come into effect. This is significant because Piastri currently has a long-term contract with McLaren that runs until the end of 2026. The rumour started with whispers in the paddock and then spread quickly on social media. It has gained attention because it involves one of the most promising young drivers on the grid and raises questions about the dynamics inside McLaren. At first glance, this rumour might seem strange. After all, Oscar Piastri has a contract with McLaren. In fact, earlier this year, McLaren announced that they had signed a new multi-year deal with Piastri. This deal keeps him with the team until at least the end of 2026. So, on paper, Piastri is not available. McLaren has been very clear that they see Piastri as a key part of their future. Both Zak Brown and Andrea Stella have praised him and have said they are building the team around him and Lando Norris. So if Piastri has a contract, why is this rumour even happening? There are a few possible reasons. The first has to do with what is going on inside the McLaren team. McLaren has a policy of treating both of its drivers equally. They do not have a number one or a number two driver. This is great for fairness, but it can also create tension, especially when the team is fighting for a championship. When two drivers are so closely matched, it is natural for them to want to be the team leader. If one driver feels like they are not getting the same opportunities as their teammate, they might start to think about their future. In recent races, Lando Norris has had the upper hand over Oscar Piastri. This has led some people to wonder if Norris is getting better treatment from the team. Jos Verstappen, Max Verstappen's father, even said publicly that the situation looks strange. He suggested that Piastri should be demanding answers from the team. If Piastri feels like he is not getting the same support as Norris, it is possible that he might start looking at other options for the future, even if he has a contract. The second reason for the rumour is Red Bull's own situation. Red Bull has not yet finalised their driver lineup for 2026. The team has said they will take more time to decide, and will likely make their decision after the season ends in Abu Dhabi. Red Bull is always looking for the next big talent, and Oscar Piastri is definitely one of the most exciting young drivers in the sport. It makes sense that Red Bull would be interested in him. Piastri is young, he is fast, and he has shown that he can handle the pressure of being at the front. He would be a great long-term investment for any top team. There is also a third possibility. Some people think this rumour might be a deliberate tactic by Red Bull to cause problems for McLaren. This is something that happens a lot in Formula One. If you can create a little bit of drama or uncertainty at a rival team, it can distract them and give you an advantage. By linking Piastri to Red Bull, it puts pressure on McLaren. It makes them have to answer questions about their driver lineup. It could even create some tension between Piastri and the team. Former F1 driver Juan Pablo Montoya has suggested that this is exactly what Red Bull might be doing. It is also important to remember that this is not the first time we have heard rumours like this. Piastri himself came out and said that the rumours were not true. He said he was happy at McLaren and was not talking to any other teams. McLaren has also said over and over again that they are committed to their two drivers for the long term. So, what does this all mean? For now, the rumour is just that, a rumour. Oscar Piastri has a contract with McLaren for 2026. Contracts in Formula One can be complicated, and sometimes they have clauses that allow drivers to leave under certain conditions. But we do not know the details of Piastri's contract. It is possible that it is a very solid contract with no way out, or it could have performance clauses that would let him leave if the team does not meet certain targets. The timing of this rumour is also interesting. It comes at a time when the championship fight is very close. Any distraction right now is not helpful. The team has to manage the pressure from the outside while also keeping things calm on the inside. This is a big test for the team's leadership. For Oscar Piastri, this is also a new experience. He is only in his third season of Formula One, and he is already at the centre of a major driver market rumour. How he handles this pressure will be important for his future. He has to stay focused on his driving and not get distracted by all the talk. He has a great team around him, including his manager Mark Webber. who has a lot of experience in Formula One. It is worth remembering how Piastri first came into Formula One. He was at the centre of a contract dispute between Alpine and McLaren. Piastri had been a part of the Alpine Junior programme for a long time, but when a seat became available at McLaren, he made the move. Alpine thought they had a contract with him, but the contract board ruled in favour of McLaren. This showed that Piastri and his manager are not afraid to make bold moves to get into the best possible situation. This history makes the Red Bull rumour a little more believable. It shows that they are always thinking about the future and are willing to fight for what they want. For McLaren, this rumour is a wake-up call. It shows that even with a long-term contract, they cannot take their drivers for granted. They have to continue to provide a competitive car and a fair environment. If they fail to do that, they risk losing one of the best young talents in the sport. The pressure is on them to deliver on their promises. The team has invested a lot in both Norris and Piastri. They see them as the future of the team. Losing either one of them would be a major blow to their plans. The next few months will be very interesting. Red Bull is expected to make their final decision on their 2026 driver lineup at the end of the season in Abu Dhabi. Until then, the speculation will continue. The paddock will be watching closely to see if there are any signs of movement. What makes this situation even more complex is the timing of the 2026 regulations. The new engine rules represent a major reset for Formula One. Teams are thinking about who can help them develop a completely new car. A driver who can give good feedback and work well with the engineers will be very valuable. Piastri has shown that he has these skills. He has been praised by McLaren for his technical understanding. For Red Bull, the decision on their 2026 lineup is critical. Max Verstappen is locked in as their lead driver. But the second seat is still up for grabs. They have options within their own program, but they are also known for looking outside their program when the right opportunity comes up. If they believe that Piastri is available and that he would be a better long-term option, they will not hesitate to make a move. The question is whether Piastri would actually want to leave McLaren for Red Bull. McLaren is a team on the rise. They have won the Constructors' Championship 2 consecutive times now. Red Bull, on the other hand, is very much built around Max Verstappen. The second driver at Red Bull has always had a difficult time. For a driver like Piastri, who has championship ambitions of his own, this might not be an attractive option. For Oscar Piastri, the focus now has to be on his driving. If he can get back to his best form and show that he is one of the top drivers on the grid, then he will have options. Whether that means staying at McLaren or moving to Red Bull, only time will tell.